Action.
Yes.
Another sneaker show.
No. Proper closing. Yes, another sneaker show.
Yes, another sneaker show. Okay, yes, another sneaker show. Yeah, we're talking about how brands can, it's like cross-pollinate in a way that, like, Bentley can work with Adidas, can work with Puma, and we all buy it, and you can all have it in your rack. But then it's a problem, and Kith does it, other people do it, like Nico and all the other guys, not Pharrell, because maybe he has shares in Adidas or some shit, right? But when you think about, like, when we want to do stuff with brands, you work with Adidas, but when you work with Adidas, Puma won't call you because they're like, nah, you're working with those guys. Do you guys think that's a good thing?
That's a personal thing.
It's not personal, like, it's entitlement, especially it's like, for example, maybe you're brand manager for Adidas, right? And we talk, we do this thing, and then all of a sudden Nike hits me up. But because I knew you and you used to give me Adidas and I used to rock it, but because Nike hit me up with a check, now it's a problem.
The biggest question is, how do you guys feel about the Converse thing where they're giving a certain amount of kids free shoes and then like a certain portion is actually getting paid?
I think that's bad.
Nah, dog, like you negotiate your deal, man. Yeah. I'll put it up front, dog.
But how do you negotiate your deal sometimes when you've never had a deal before?
Never had a deal, you just got your 10K followers, you dress nice.
So I can tell you this, dog, simply. Like, they make you an offer. It's either you accept the offer, you decline the offer, or you counter offer. If you know that Kabelo's getting a check, why don't you go and be like, yo, guys,
But they don't know, though. I wouldn't disclose that I can't check.
People
talk, I wouldn't.
Unless you like, no.
It's weird. You don't get checks to disclose that they do get checks and if they don't get checks.
That's true. A lot of people are fake.
Not everyone is going to get the check.
Of course, dog.
What is the metric
putting in the work?
Hey, maybe nowadays it's all about followers, is it not?
Nah,
that's not the word. Influencers are influenced.
Followers do the work.
Like, Converse says to you, we're giving you a one star, right? And you can make that shit look good. Your followers are gonna F with that because that's why they're following you. They're not following you based on your other stuff, your personal life, which you don't show on Insta. They're following you because shit, Lazi rocks the nicest kicks. Lazi's illustrations are dope, right? Then the moment you switch and you stop wearing Nike, you start rocking Converse, then they start adapting. I'm gonna go back to when Kanye dropped the Yeezys, the Adidas Yeezys, the first ones, right? Everyone hated that shit. Then he started rocking them. Then he started styling proper rocking them, like styling them. Everyone was like, shit, I can fuck with that. Then now we started seeing people sleeping at Adidas stores for like 3 days for that shit. That's the power of you being the guy that has the most followers and people following you. Because you can actually change the narrative. But if people were working in that direction and you thought, look, I can wear the shoes and make them walk in that direction, and you can. It might not be your entire followers, and maybe a certain portion of them will follow you. And it cascades down. Their followers will start doing the same thing. You might end up with one person that will go and buy the 750s with their
So actually,
that's not
people
really
don't know what they want. They need someone to hype it up, and then they're like, I want. Nike would give the influencer the shoe that is gonna sell out. How?
That doesn't make sense.
How does it make sense? I see that shoe, and I like you, and I want that shoe now. Where the fuck am I gonna get that shoe?
That's a good point.
That's why they
Where am I gonna get that shoe? And then you find Puma. Puma will give you shit that you know you're gonna find.
But does Puma have a catalog like Nike? I mean, I'm just...
As debatable.
It depends on who you are.
Yeah, Puma had collaborations with, like, your House of Acne. They're one of my favorite people in terms of what they do. But we slapped on them. Nobody really paid attention to that because even the brand marketing, even the brand education, even like you can't say I'm gonna have a Vashti whatever, or I'm gonna have like a Rihanna this or whatever, but you don't put the people there to come and communicate their brand to us. And when the Rihanna creepers are selling out, it's because it was like a hit, it was like a first hit, and maybe because we have a woman, so like we have a market that's like that women do support. Some things that if sneaker brands can also start to cater for women without shadowing a man's silhouette, for instance. If you don't give him a pink Jordan, give him a Jordan that's like made for them. and then they'll feel like, okay, we're gonna buy that and support it, and it's gonna blow. The Creepers, when they came out, it's a women's shoe. So now we can relate to this on a personal level, and we're gonna support it until niggas started rocking it. And like, no, we can rock it too, you know? So they made it look cool on their own. It wasn't like, oh, guys are gonna make this shoe look cool, and then girls follow. It was like, girls are gonna make this shoe look cool, and guys follow. Those are things that we need as a country. It shouldn't be a thing of like, now we'll see them when, you know what I mean? Like, do it while we are still bubbling.
To tell you the truth, it's not that we don't want to know about it. It's not there. It's not documented enough. There's not enough access to it. Because sometimes you do need like, you need translation. Everything. We need translation for everything.
Yeah.
Abantu abathanda amakhekhe is like, in the hood, you know for this guy who likes sneakers. He won't
I think
tell
I'm
you.
that guy. I'm not a sneakerhead. I apologize. I feel like there's a difference.
Now you're lying. I'm gonna tell you now when the manga started.
I feel there's a difference.
No, you.
Let me say what I gotta say before my mouth.
Okay.
Because you already
Okay.
in the future.
Cheers, I'm talking about the episode.
I feel like the mistake between a sneakerhead and I'll take my MID. Sneakerheads have the same shoes. They all have the same shoes. They all have Jordan 1s. They all have Yeezys. They all have like the same shoes. I'm told. They're fine tattoos up. And then you find I'm out here and I'm a dick. Tattoos up you sometimes don't even know what he actually likes.
That's my guy that broke a DC out of nowhere.
Just randomly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you know until like to cycle and you're like, you feeling that dog.
I knew that guy.
I think I'm that guy.
You think or you are?
I'm that guy.
I'm that guy, bro.
Mina ngile out here. I'm trying to say you know what Chinese. But I'm police. I'm police. Mind you, meaning told already. Young Chinese, yo, me cue for riding. Shout out to those who do. Yo, since the PC and I need that shit crazy. No.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
You do that.
Do what?
Let me explain. So Spike does, he doesn't do it like everybody else does it. We almost do it the same way. Me, I like a hype shit, but you'll never see me in queues, but I get it. I'll get the shit that's on hype, and I'll almost, it's like I find my ways to get through it, you know. He taught me that, in a way, and you have a guy who, and you find a guy who's a sneakerhead, and where we are here because we almost a bit of both, right? And someone who loves shoes can come here and be like, because of the colors, maybe because of the rarity, and because of how, maybe because of the price too, it happens, right? So in that sense, you can find someone who buys no Mayini, and those are the people that they don't, if they were to get the information about the sneakers, they'll get more interested in it, right? But then they already did the work by just collecting what they like, and that's like the most, this is what these brands are trying to do, but then they don't get to that guy because they're going to throw a party at an old abandoned warehouse and make it look posh, and then they call all these cats that don't even buy shoes.
30 years ago, these companies were not here. There was no influence 30 years ago. Right? Kappa was here supporting our soccer team. Kappa was here.
But that's
was here.
That's the question of the move.
But then none of these brands were supported.
To a certain extent, how...
But we're not supporting the brands which were here.
Yeah.
Nike saw an opportunity and they pounced on it. But the brands stayed here and fought with us against this oppression, which was apartheid then. Now it's a social oppression where you as an influencer, you get this whatever. And then the other guy can't get it because that's
Oppression.
social oppression. That is apartheid.
So it's classism.
Absolutely. To your point is that these brands that stayed, they were the brands that actually did support apartheid. You know,
Yeah,
because they were paying
endorsed
tax to the apartheid government that was oppressing us. So the brands that did leave are the brands that said we don't want to be part of this. They will try and help maybe black communities for like sports clubs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they would do that, but from afar, and still not taint their brand image. Because any brand that was active during those times, you should know that they were paying tax, and when they're paying tax, they have partnerships. The apartheid government was like, it has like its own thing. There was a lot of money that they had.
I think this is going too deep.
It's
getting too much votes on the
end. And what you agree with? Who is the only African star with his own soccer ball?
Jomoso.
Who supported Puma? And what did they take it? Where did he go trade? Everywhere. Against who?
Okay.
He played with the best in the world.
Okay, compare him to Pele. See what they did for Pele and what they did for him.
No, it doesn't matter. Firstly, it does matter. But then ultimately, you have to look at the greatest good of what some people did.
Mm-hmm. No, we're not denying it.
And again, people didn't say, I'm a fucking damn, thanks God. They stayed with it.
Even today.
They stayed with it. He went up and down the NFT and they stayed with it. And that meant a really wise businessman. He wouldn't stay with a brand which was fucking good. He wouldn't.
Dr. Kumar is still Puma even today.
Not messing him up. So we should interrogate such things. Like, okay, cool, I'm working with Nike. Okay, sure. Like, so how are they helping me get my goal across? Okay, sure, that's what they're doing. Ultimately, if you want to make a lifetime agreement with them, stay with them. And know what you're trying to get out of it. Just like Jomosomo did. We have to be smart. We have to think outside the box. To your point about paying tax, Adidas was the main supplier for the Germans in World War II.
No, but Adidas was founded after. Technically, it was founded after.
We know these things now. So we can't criticize them what they did then. We have to look at the good that they've
Look, everybody did some messed up things in time. Yes. From my point of it is,
but then right in this day and age now, what are we doing to change those things so that our cousins don't talk about it? What are we doing?
No, but you see, we are only getting there. We're only getting, this is like almost, this show that we have, it's almost the first in our country when you think about it.
It is.
And this kind of content, where we talk about things and try, maybe not politicize them so much, but we do try and bring that. Right now, there's other things that we need to try and get to. We're trying to be the ones that are designing to. Like, look at him, he's designing his own shit. We're trying to put him
My
on
point exactly. What are we doing now?
Well, he's doing
and
that.
who are we supporting now? Who's supporting that train of thought? Yeah. How many of these brands should we buy and make them popular? Actually giving back to the people who are supposed to be selling to.
There's Nike in Soweto. I get to go play soccer there.
Nike.
We grew up playing there. It was a platform for us as kids who like soccer.
We can't complain if we don't make our own alternative as well.
Of course.
But to what extent can you make an
We have to
alternative?
be like, oh, okay, we can see what's going on. We have a social revolution. We're like, okay, like I said, the 18s were the big thing we were doing. We left them because Congress came back nice. Okay, now we're saying Congress is being fucked up. Okay, let's go back to city outfitters and get out of the 18s. Because we know not a lot of people mind, you know? But then, like, now we are owning the story. Now they're coming and saying, so what did we do wrong?
Brands don't think like that.
Yeah,
brands, what they do is like for instance, what Woolies did with those guys, what they said was, yo, we will need to do something, right? That's what they hit him up with.
Good PR.
But you know what it is they should have kept quiet and told these guys, give him a check and let it die. Because already what they did was organic enough and was good enough for the brand. You don't have to do anything to taint it.
Look at it this way. I want to print the t-shirt just like Rich. Where do I go? Because I still have to pay for the t-shirt. I still have to get 200 gram type t-shirt for him to even value the t-shirt. Because he knows quality.
You push your agenda. You don't have to worry about any brand.
Yeah.
If you push your agenda, we will support you and we will be right by you. If you like, I'm gonna do this t-shirt thing, I'm gonna push it, you push it. We're gonna be behind you. But like for the most part is, I want you guys to help me.
So I'll make an example about in Kenya. Kenya is known for producing world-class runners. Guess what they did? Some company out there made their own shoe for Kenyans, for running. What's gonna happen to that company in 10 years' time? You know what I mean? So
What's going to happen?
Well, it's gonna blow up because world checkers will be wearing those shoes.
Get swallowed.
Guys, that's what you said about everything else.
When you talk about
guess what? You get bought out.
They won't get swallowed, guys. Sorry. I mean, I'll give you an example. Human made. Nigga stole the tape. And he made human made.
But then that was like...
Nigga, he has value.
So, wait. So, guys, how old is Babe? Babe is like 25 years old.
Right.
Babe came out when the Planet of the Apes came out. Babe only started doing collabs in like 2000.
Right.
So for that 10 years, that is
self-sustaining.
Exactly. So saying it will be swallowed up, I think, is an unfair measure.
But you have to look at the demographics, right? You look at the place that you're at. You look at the economy. When you look at Japan, bro, do you know what I mean? You have like enough people there that create their own culture without looking at. They just look at America and then create their own shit. When you look at the economy of Japan and the economy of Kenya, it's possible that they might get swallowed up and they will have to agree.
When it came out, we all had a piece from Loction Culture, right? Right now, I see Loction Culture at what's the store? Dodo's, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Why is it not here?
You know what the problem is? When you work, your first paycheck, and again, I want some Loction Culture. No way. You buy Rose Modern, you buy Cavella, you buy Nike. I'm not gonna buy Loction Culture to show you.
Sports yisenze culture lately. So what he's saying is eKenya bayenze ikhathulo ezogijima. Njengami ngcanywe kuze ngcanye iteki was because of idisk. Shout out to David Beckham right now. That's why ngcine ngcanye iteki. So nase Kenya zoyenza the same thing. That shit is gonna blow up, it's gonna be good.
Look at that brand, Ifan.
Sure.
Some of you might say it will blow up. I personally say it will die down. Why? Because the people that are rocking it now are doing the same thing that they did with Loction Culture.
PC.
Yes. PC. But as soon as it fades out, people will be like, let's go back to Nike and we're not going to rock it again. Then it's going to be that shoe that we see. They're like, oh.
Remember that shit?
I remember that shit. Hey, it used to look nice. Eh? Then we start dissing it. Then we start saying what was wrong with the shoe then. Instead of saying what's wrong with the shoe now.
It's wrong because like a G-Star.
Guys, we can say the same about that. Yeah, plenty of Nikes that you don't wear anymore.
But the thing is, are we looking at the shoe to blow up in the next 10 years? I personally don't think it will. I personally think it will be there, but it won't have as much hype as it does now. It will die down.
Now it's a support black thing.
Yes, of course. And we don't support black for the rest of our lives. We support black. It's like a campaign. It's like an NC campaign. It runs from November 2018 up until now. Once they vote, that's it.
I think the biggest problem with South African brands is that they don't integrate. Instead, they just translate Nike designs and make it their own.
You're right.
Okay, for me, actually, like the shoe, it's not gonna blow up because as black people, we're not consistent. Say support black people, we should go fully in. Like
that's a dangerous sentiment for the country. You want us to support black people, like it's a dangerous sentiment.
Yeah, it is.
I don't support
it's a dangerous sentiment. You know why? It's like you're taking away so much from them by saying I'm supporting because like they're black. Yeah. You see, it's like saying we're supporting Virgil because he's black. Nah, like if you're good, you're good.
About
Virgil doesn't support us.
And Virgil's team is all white.
Yeah.
How about Israel and tell them there's a shoe, a Kenyan, that's made by a Kenyan whatever design. How do you think we the woke ones, and you need to understand we're the minority, the ones that like talk like this. It's the minority in the country. The authenticity, like for instance, Japanese brands, they like Vision, one of my favorite brands, right? It aligns itself with their culture. Upcycle different materials, put them together and make something out of it. And that is, when you think about the workmanship of Japanese like artists, but it all boils down to that. We just need to find what it is that we do. And I like the fact about the Kenyans is that they run, right? And it's a perfect marriage. Yes. And if we can find a way to now keep it authentic. So have that and also have the aesthetic, which is like the shoe, but then the main thing should be like this shoe, if you put a Reebok, wouldn't make sense. If you put a Swoosh, wouldn't make sense. If you put Yanda, it makes sense.
Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Yo, man, it's been real, it's been nice, but don't forget who we are.
Yes, another sneaker show.
Yes.
Yes, another sneaker show, man.
Yeah, another sneaker show. Another sneaker show. Another sneaker show.
Yes, another sneaker show. Thank God, finally, yes, another sneaker show.
Another one.
Another
episode.